Hello and welcome back to Crosshatch Puzzles. We're here for another in-the-car edition of the New York Times Daily Crossword Solve. It is Saturday, March 7th, 2026, and today's construction is by Fritz, Juhnke. His second construction for the New York Times, both themeless. The previous one was a Friday puzzle about a year, 9 months ago, something like that. I don't recall it specifically, but like yesterday's Friday puzzle, which I solved and posted, go check that out. It is supposedly quite tricky, so we'll see. I have a little more time than yesterday, so I'll be in a little bit less of a rush to get this done. Yeah, let's see what's going on in today's Saturday themeless puzzle for March 7th, 2026. Sorry for the beep. By Fritz Juhnke. Let's see. One who makes a living from fish. Well, isn't that an interesting clue to start off with? Taxing as a test. Screen grab? Question mark. Screen grab? Phone theft or something? Screen grab. Prefix with centric. Well, it could be heliocentric for a model of the solar system that revolves around the sun, as it should. I'll put it in. I will have to keep in mind that that's not correct. Like the crescendo in Ravel's Bolero. The crescendo in Ravel's Bolero lasts the entire piece. It's very gradual. Drawn out. Like, what do we want here? Prayer presenter. Prayer presenter. I mean, do we want the name of a cleric, some kind of religious figure, or do we want like a hymnal, or what travelers typically have in America? A visa? Flash. So this might be something like a jiffy or a jolt or something like that, or it might be a literal flash. Word that comes from the Japanese for picture plus character. I'm gonna guess that this is emoji. I think that's probably right. Do a couple more crosses and then we'll see what's going on in the downs. MRI induction units. Presumably 5 letters and then an S, although I never want to assume with scientific plurals. Induction units. Don't know. Makeup of a plot. An acre? Possibly? A plot of land? If that's what we mean. Walked off with. Walked off with. Part of a Grim Reaper costume. Robe, hood, scythe. I'm going to go with hood and see what that gets me. Controller of floods. In the video game Pharaoh. Controller of floods. I mean, do we want like Anubis? Do we want Ramses? What if it's Anubis? That's the only Egyptian god that I could think of. That is 6 letters. Far from it. Far from it. Doesn't look great. Throws spray in surfer lingo. Well, I don't know surfer lingo. Band. So presumably not a band of musicians, but maybe a band of metal ore or a ring, or... I'm not convinced that helio is necessarily correct. What's lacking in a crowded elevator? Oh. Would have wanted like personal space or breathing room or establishment where smoking, establishments, plural, where smoking is allowed. I'm gonna go ahead and say that that ends in an S. Reply while fighting for the check. No, I insist, I think is what we're gonna want there. What about this? Location of a notorious 33 down. 33 down is cause of a cold sweat. Perhaps. Cold sweat. Notorious 33 down. Okay, so I don't think this is going to be Anubis then, because blank do doesn't fit. And then, so what if it's Ramses, and what if this is not Acre? Far from it. Still doesn't work. Must do? That could be right. R&B, nope, sure isn't, because, okay, so not Ramses either, because R&B's Braxton is Tony Braxton. Semillon Rouge and Médoc Noir, I would have thought would be wines because it's given in French, but maybe not. Semillon Rouge and Médoc Noir. It'll do, like that. Walked off with. Don't see what we're looking for there. Prayer presenter, maybe a rabbi, if it ends in an I. Elbow room, lacking in a crowded elevator. Okay, I think this is okay, but then this looks wrong, doesn't it? And I'm not, well... this looks, okay, walked off with, oh, won, as in maybe walk off with a match. You win a match. Oh, rib joint. Smoked ribs. Okay, this'll work. Rib joints. Okay. What is this? Elm Street? Nightmare on Elm Street. Cause of a cold sweat. Nightmare. That looks good. What is this? Merlots? Are these both Merlots? That would align with my wine guess. Home of the National Automobile Museum, Reno, Nevada? I don't know. When strikes go on the longest? Kind of strikes. Controller. Oh, Osiris. Of course. Why did I not see that? Throws spray and surfer lingo. Is this shreds, maybe? Taxing is a test, maybe stern? And a band is a team. Okay, that could work. Makeup of a plot, then. Land? Is that all we want? Far from it? Nope. Maybe? Takes off road. Takes off road. Directive in an order. Stop? Dry stream bed. Ooh, I really don't know. I don't also know for sure this is Hood. First Amendment protector in brief. Maybe it's not Hood. 100 bones. 100 bones. In terms of money, like, do we want like $100 here? But then what would a word for that be? Act constructively from contrition. Atone? Let's say it's not Visa. Wife carrying in Finland and cheese rolling in England. What? Waggish, don't know. Spot for a sweat, maybe a spa. God willing. XPFC Wintergreen's status repeatedly in Catch-22. I don't know anything about this. I mean, I know what the Catch-22. I have not read the novel by Joseph Heller. But just from context, I'm gonna guess that it's AWOL. And let's see. Takes off road, don't know. Money in Reykjavik, the Icelandic krona? Is that right? Flash could be elan, as in flare. One who makes a living from fish. Screen grab. This sure looks like power, doesn't it? Screen grab. Something power? Horsepower? No. Like the crescendo in Ravel's Bolero, and this sure looks like it's going to be an Italian word of a musical term of some kind, but I don't see what it is. Okay. God willing, hope so. What could this possibly be? How much of this am I sure about? Oh, a cowl. Maybe not a hood, but a cowl. And then this could be the ACLU, First Amendment protector. Closing. Final. Maybe final remarks, closing remarks. Gestures of incredulity. Gestures. Raised eyebrows. Shrug of... open mouth. What could a gesture of incredulity be? Non-committal. Taylor-Joy of Furiosa as Anya Taylor-Joy. Furiosa is that's the Mad Max installment, I think. Does anyone else sense impending doom? Does anyone else sense impending doom? Huh. Non-committal. Envelop with a ring. I want this to start with N, but maybe not because the clue does. Low notes, but not the lowest. Low notes, but not the lowest. Notes. Musical notes? Dry stream bed, then. What if this is an S? Oh, that doesn't work. Does it? Directive in an order. ASAP? That could be, for sure. What arms may hold informally? Ammo, ammunition, arms meaning weapons, might hold ammunition. You might dance on one. What might you dance on? Might dance on a... Okay. When strikes go on the longest? Don't know. A rare bird. Well, that could be anything. Like the layout, of the central 13 black squares in this puzzle. What is that figure? Huh. Okay. Let me just get through the rest of the clues here. Number 2, do we want a Veep here? A vice president? Not yet seen, say. Maybe not a Veep then, because this sure looks like not yet seen. Open the gate for. Open the gate for. Admit. Okay. Big Little Lies author Moriarty. Big Little Lies. I don't know it. I think it's probably been turned into a movie or TV series or something, but I don't know. Part of, as a racket, in on. A racket, not a tennis racket, but a scheme of some sort. In on that scheme. Ninny hammer. Ninny hammer. I don't even know what that means, actually. It keeps a narrow passage passable. I think we want a stent here, which keeps a narrow passage, meaning a vein or an artery, open for blood to pass through. I think is what we want. Oh, I screwed up or something. It's a little weird to have just that in here. Cavity. Oh, a cavity. A pit, maybe? Does that help us here? Something arms? What gestures? Gestures, though plural, maybe not. Huh. Okay, let's try and get in there another way. Not yet seen. Oh, latent, as in latent abilities or something like that. So what would that... Does that help us here? Shane Moriarty? What about that? Or Leanne? No, it's Leanne. Okay, I think I recognize that. Could closing be anything other than final? I mean, the N and the A have got to be correct, so I just don't see what else closing could be. Dry stream bed. You might dance on one. At the designated speed. And it's not going to have at in it. At the designated speed. Oh, number 2, then maybe an aid? Move about as liquid. No. An assistant? Because this could be slosh to move about as liquid. What first has over second? Something going on with the wording of this clue, but I don't know what. Totality of everything in sci-fi speak. Totality of everything. Totality of everything. Omniverse? Is that what we want? Energy. Could be Vim. Dye-yielding shrub. Shrub. I don't know. Woman central to electioneering. Electioneering. Woman central. Electioneering is like kind of like aggressive campaigning, isn't it? Or sort of outside the bounds of normal campaigning. But I don't... Woman central to... Oh, is there a woman's name hidden in this word? Central. T-I-O-N-E-E. It would be Ione, which doesn't make any sense. No, I don't think that's what they want. Estokes are pointed at them. I don't know what those are. Transpire thereupon. To transpire is to occur, basically. Thereupon. Something at? Transpire thereupon. Not just the headline gossip. Slangily. Not just the headline gossip. Okay. Oh, I missed this one. Connect with. Where was the one about the woman? Rare bird. Why did I miss that one? I've lost it. What has first? What first has over second? Oh, say whatever you're gonna say. Oh, I would have wanted spill it. Say whatever you're gonna say. Spit it out. Okay. All right. Good. Heavens. Heavens. As an expression. At the designated speed. Tempo? In tempo? Okay, that would work. You might dance on one. Skim, trim, prim, brim, dance. When strikes go on the longest. What kind of strikes do we want here? Noel? When strikes. Why would that be anything? Noon? Oh, strikes of the clock go on longest at noon or at midnight, presumably. And then this looks like Reno after all. Rare bird. Rare bird. How could one word just describe any rare bird? Connect with. Connect with. So I pointed at them. So does this end in an S? It looks weird. Transpire upon. And then this is not an A, so it's not at. Not just the headline. The deets. Not that just the headline gossip, but all the deets. Oh, here's the... Oh, Ione. That's a name, isn't it? But then what could this be? Toros? Bulls? Connect with. Tie to? Dotted? To transpire thereupon, to ensue. So not upon literally, but sort of afterward. Heavens is holy Moses. A dye-yielding shrub, I still don't know. A rare bird, okay, not a literal rare bird, but a figurative rare bird is an oddity. What first has over second is the a lead. So dye-yielding shrub is an anil, whatever that is. To envelop with a ring. To exhale? I don't love that. Maybe this isn't a pit. Although what else could a cavity be? Oh, a ninny hammer could be a moron. Okay. Gestures of incredulity. Something palms? I mean, that could be... Oh, it could be I'm an idiot. Inhale? Envelop with a ring. Why? To envelop with a ring. A ring like your mouth? To end something? Non-committal. Cagey. Face palms. Gestures of incredulity. Face palms. Am I nuts? Does anyone else sense impending doom? Am I nuts? Low notes, but not the... Oh, no. Notes meaning banknotes. Bills, in other words. That would make this tens, but not the lowest, which should be fives. I'm not convinced about that. Actually, I don't like that. Maybe not then. Dry stream bed. What? On a whim. You might dance on a whim. Twos. Low notes, but not the lowest. Do we have $2 bills in America? And this would be enhalo then, which is not a word I've ever heard. Dry stream bed awash. I don't know that word. Takes off road. Takes off-road. A shark makes a living from fish. Some kind of shark? A pool shark? Lone shark? From fish. Why would that be? This does look like power then. Screen grab. What kind of power? Like the maybe it's not Krona though? Oh! Poco a Poco. Takes off-road, recalls. Oh, as in a vehicle that has a defect or something like that. Recalls, takes off-road. Okay. Poco a Poco, little by little, gradually, is the crescendo in Ravel's Bolero. Okay. Wow. 100 Bones, still don't know. Act constructively from contrition. This seems to fit with a tone. Let's put it in. Star power, screen, so like... Grab. Okay, so a movie that has very famous celebrities in it could be said to have star power. In other words, that's something that the filmmakers are trying to like use to grab people's attention for the screen. I think that's the interpretation we want. It's a bit of a stretch for me, so I'm not sure. Wife carrying in Finland and cheese rolling in England. Are these races? Okay, like a three-legged race or a potato sack race or whatever. Apparently we have a wife carrying race in Finland and a cheese rolling race, or spoon egg thing. Okay, MRI induction units are going to be Teslas then, units of electrical induction, magnetic induction maybe. 100 Bones is a something spot. I'm not sure what. A card shark. Then maybe a sea spot. Waggish could be droll. And what travelers typically have in America, the word travelers is typically spelled with one L in America. Let's see. Well, as promised, quite tricky. I don't even know if I can go through all of the wordplay and excellent cluing in this great puzzle by Fritz Juhnke. One who makes a living from fish ended up being a card shark. I think because the fish is a slang term for sort of more gullible or naive or entry-level players that might be taken in by a high-level gambler, card player, better. Taxing is a task, not wordplay, but ends up being a little tricky. Stern is a less frequently used word for a difficult. Star power, I tried to explain. I think that's what we want there. Heliocentric did end up being right. Poco Poco took me forever to see. Prayer presenter ended up being a religious figure. 1L is really, really trickily clued here. What travelers typically have in America. I had visa at first, obviously not the sense they meant. Flash was Elan. That was fine. Yeah, walked off with is a little bit, I mean, you typically want something like robbed or stole or thieved or something like that, but you can use that phrase in the sense of one handily, I think is the idea there. I had hood first here, but this ended up being cowl. I had Anubis first here, but I don't know why I didn't think of the more powerful and more sort of headline-y kind of god, Egyptian god Osiris, who I guess controls the floods. I'm not sure if that's standard to the mythology or specific to that video game. Tony Braxton helped me out a lot here to avoid some sticky situations in this corner. I'm glad that I found my way into wines quickly here, because Merlots might not have come so easily to me otherwise. Elm Street and Nightmare helped me out a lot too. Inhalo is a word I've not heard. Sometimes we get these on Saturdays, I guess. This is a great clue when strikes go on the longest, though I have to point out that usually you try and acknowledge in some way when there's two possible answers and you want one of them. Midnight, the other possible answer here. Dotted is what we wanted for the layout of the central 13 black squares. If you imagine sort of dotting a pie with butter or something like that, a pie filling with butter, you can sort of see that they're sort of scattered a little bit, not touching each other. It also does form a particular pattern, though. A kind of a sort of a spiral on an angle kind of thing if you connect the dots together. And if you connect them sort of not with straight lines, but with a little bit more curve. Anyway, I thought they were looking for something a little more specific to the geometry of it, but that's fine. So we did want a woman's name that was in the middle of the word electioneering here, and it turns out to be Ione, which is a less common name. Leanne Moriarty eventually struck me as familiar there, the author of that book. Omniverse for totality of everything. Ninny Hammer turns out to be a word for a moron or someone who doesn't, doesn't know what's going on. Spit it out is good. This is a great clue for the ostent. Keeps a narrow passage passable. Not wordplay exactly, but a very general clue for something very specific and medical. And Holy Moses is a fun word for heavens. 100 Bones ends up being a C spot. I don't know if that's a C from the Roman numeral for C, or whether C refers to, I don't remember what's on a $100 bill in America. I had a tone right from the very beginning, but I was not confident enough to fill it in. This is really funny, I think, that they have these races in these various countries. I somehow managed to figure out AWOL from context, even though not really knowing who this character is or what's going on in the book. Takes off-road is a pretty good clue for recalls, as in a vehicle. I did get Krona, pulled that out of my butt. I don't know how I came up with that. Elbow room, rib joints, no I insist. Very good stack here. And then we have the opposing stack as well a little bit later on. I've not heard the word wash for a dry steam bed. I'll have to look that up. This stack too, face palms. I'm an idiot, and nightmare as a really good stack here. I like all four stacks actually in all four corners. Low notes, but not the lowest. I forgot that they still may have $2 bills in America. Do they? Anyway, that was why I struggled with that one. Reno I had right away, but again was not confident. In tempo is good at the designated speed and kind of relates to 17 across. Oddity, I was looking for something much more specific than this, but I should have known because the clue is pretty general. Yeah, I don't know what Estokes are. Maybe these are the red capes, the red sort of things that you point at a bull. I'm not sure. I'll have to look that up. And Dietz is fun to end. Oh, well, not quite end off. Yeah, and I'll have to look up an anil too. But anyway, that is the puzzle for Saturday, March 7th. A great construction by Fritz Juhnke. Really crunchy and difficult and tricky, but managed to get through it. If you enjoyed myself, please give me a thumbs up. Let me know. And if you want to know when I'm posting next, probably at this point on Monday, I might try and back solve the Sunday puzzle. Then hit that subscribe button and you'll get those notifications. And we'll see you next time I see you on Cross Puzzles. Cheers.